Hey nerdy knitters, in this video we're looking at 10 options for affordable sock yarn. Sometimes even knitting sock can be expensive when you pick something really luxurious, a special hand-dyed yarn for that very special pair of socks, but sometimes you want some affordable socks too. I've chosen 10 affordable options. Each of these options costs less than $15 US for 400 yards, which is enough to knit a pair of socks for an average size foot. If you have large feet, they're going to cost you a little more. But I have big feet. I wear a size 9, so sometimes I will knit toe-up socks and I might make shorty socks, or I will work 2 at a time to make sure I have enough yarn to get them both the same length. But that's just a bonus tip. This video is going to focus on 10 brands that you can find that are less than $15 US to knit a pair of socks. And I'll be sure to put links for all of these sock yarns down in the description box down below. Our first 4 brands you can find at any big box store, Walmart, Michael's, your favorite craft store. You can probably find these. The first on my list is Red Heart, Heart and Soul, which comes in lots of fun variegated colors and solids. One skein of this is 187 yards, but it's priced so low that you can easily purchase 2 and still be way under the $15 mark and knit yourself a pair of socks. Sometimes with variegated yarn, I'm not quite sure what to do with it, so I'll use something like this for the toes and the heels for some fun color. Next on the list is Bernat Sox yarn. This is another fun variegated yarn, and it's a good option if you don't like wool yarn. This one is a mix of acrylic and nylon. Third on the list is Patons Kroy sock yarn, like this one right here. This is a self-striping one. They've got lots of different yarn colors and colorways in this, and this is another wool and nylon. 166 yards, so you'll need 2 balls of these, but still, that's still going to come in under $15 at any big box store. And last on the list for recommended big box brand is Lion brand Sock Ease, which you can find online too. This is another wool blend, 437 yards. Now, depending on where you shop, you can usually find coupons and sales for these yarns too to save a few more dollars. I know a lot of the craft stores usually have coupons and special deals, so you can save those and buy that sock yarn. Now, before we get to our online choices, I just want to stop and say I believe you can be a confident knitter, but it comes with understanding what's happening on your knitting needles. If you agree, give this video a like and be sure to subscribe if you like to get nerdy with your knitting. If you know of any affordable sock yarns that come in at about $15 or less for a pair of socks, that's about 400 yards I estimate, leave us a comment below and tell us about it. Now let's look at our 6 online options for affordable sock yarn. First on my list is Knit Picks Stroll. This is probably my favorite sock yarn. It's a really bold yellow. I really like this one for some bright bold socks. Now, 1 skein of this, it's superwash merino wool and nylon. It's 231 yards. So you'll need 2 skeins if you're going to knit full-length socks. But this yarn is very soft, and I love it for socks. It's affordable, and there's so many wonderful color options. But there's a bonus one I have here as a recommendation. That's Felici sock yarn. It's also from Knit Picks. This is a great option if you want those striped socks. It's a self-striping sock yarn, and it's the same superwash base, so it's very soft, and they've got lots of fun colors. And 1 skein is 218 yards, so you'll need 2, but they're $6 a skein, so we're still under that $15 mark for our affordable choices. Next on the list is Cascade yarns. They have lots of different yarns that I just love, and they're so affordable, and they also have a sock yarn. They're a heritage sock. It's $11 a hank, and it comes in at 437 yards. And this is another superwash merino, so it's very soft, and it's got some beautiful solid colors. And while we're looking at Webb's Yarn Store, their store brand, Valley Yarns, has a sock yarn. They have a great affordable line in their Valley Yarns line. I really like this line of yarns. And the Huntington sock yarn is another superwash merino wool with nylon. It's 218 yards, but it's only $5.49 a hank, so you can definitely pick up 2 hanks of this and be way under our $15 budget. And this one also has some really beautiful color choices. There's one more yarn I like at Webb's, the Wisdom Yarns Allegro. This is sort of like a faux Fair Isle. It's stripes and different patterning that looks almost like a Fair Isle type sock. And this one is also in acrylic yarn. So if you don't like wool, there are a few choices in these affordable sock yarn options that will work for you too. And this one is 470 yards for a $9 skein. Now, if you're a fan of the Paintbox yarn line, you'll be happy to know they have a sock yarn too. You can find it at Lovecrafts. It's a wool nylon blend, 3.5 ounces, $10. That is 427 yards. And it comes in lots of fun colors that knit up in different variegated patterns. Some of them are that self-striping faux Fair Isle type look. Some are more variegated. And last on the list is MilaMia Naturally Soft Sock Yarn. This is another wool blend. It's 219 yards in one skein, but at $6 a skein, it's very affordable, and it has some beautiful, almost tweed-like colors that are really pretty. There you have it, 4 options you can find at your big box store, and then 6 more you can find online, all under $15 for one pair of socks, which is a great deal for hand knit socks. If you know of another really affordable sock yarn, leave a comment down below and tell us about it. And if you like to get nerdy with your knitting, be sure to subscribe.